It was the day that everybody got together with their families and did something. You had a big dinner, and then you got together, and he would play the accordion.
Well, there was no TVs.
Right.
Just the radio.
Right, that's right.
So would you gather around the radio?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, yeah. That you would have the programs you listened to, and everybody would gather in the room and listen to the radio.
There was a store on the main street that had a TV in it. We used to walk up there and watch it.
Did you?
From the sidewalk.
Mm. Yeah, we didn't have a store. We used to run it. There was a store everywhere in every neighborhood where you could run for penny candy. You run for Mary Jane's or malted milk balls. They were the two big things.
Yo-yos too.
Yo-yos that you could get for a penny or whatever. But other than that, we never had soda in the house. You either drank milk or water. That was it.
I like that.
Yeah, that was it. Our parents drank coffee in the morning and tea in the evening. And I had a choice of milk or water.
Did you go to the movie theater a lot during that time?
Well, they had a lot of, was it
Saturday matinees.
5-cent movies?
Yeah.
Saturdays?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
5-cent movies.
Yeah.
With it sounded like a wild bunch of kids.
Oh, yeah. The Saturday matinees were terrific. The line would be a mile long. And then there were always the kids that snuck in the side door. But the movies were cheap. They were 5 cents. In the beginning, my sisters used to take me because I was too young to walk to the movie theater by myself. And I know my one sister hated taking me to the movies. I was like a drag, but the movies went up to about 10 or 15 cents then by the time the late 50s. But you always went to the Saturday matinees, and it was mostly cowboy movies.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. It was Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, or
Rin Tin Tin.
Rin Tin Tin, and who was the other cowboy? Lash LaRue, and...
Then they start coming out with these movies for like the alien things.
Yeah.
The rocket ships that the exhaust of the rocket ship was like you come out of the rocket ship and it would go it was so fake, you know.
Did you know, did you realize did you think that was like cutting edge back then, or did you still think it was like dingy?
I felt like it was really crap.
I felt it was dingy too, but it was the only thing.
Yeah.
It was the only...
We didn't compare it.
Yeah, right. You had nothing to compare
it was that
with.
or nothing.
Yeah, because the TV, finally TV came out. We finally got a TV in the 50s. And, I mean, even the programs that were offered to you. I remember sitting watching the news just to watch TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I always had to go to bed by 10 o'clock, so whatever was on up until 10 o'clock, you watched.
Did you ever go see, sports games, other than did you go, you went to, high school football games probably, right? Because you cheered and you played, but
yes.
Did you ever go see, big league teams, ever?
There was a Wilkes-Barre Barons.
Mm-hmm.
They had a baseball team, and we used to walk over to the stadium and stand out in the field and try to catch these foul balls. You know?
Did you ever catch one?
No, but we used to have a lot of good times there with these other kids.
I never went to any of the Barons games. My brother-in-law...
In fact, that's where we saw Roy Rogers and his...
and Dale Evans.
Dale Evans.
Oh, and their horse, Trigger.
Their horse, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I never saw them. I knew that they were playing at the Armory in Kingston, but I never saw them. Since my sisters were older than me, my brother-in-law went to college, King's College, and I used to go to his basketball games. He played for King's basketball, and he also played for the Wilkes-Barre Barons, and I used to go to those games. But other than that, there was only one opportunity I had once to see a big game, and that was our cheerleading squad. But that wasn't in the 50s.
Oh, okay.
Well, yes, it was.
Oh.
It had to be. Our school was chosen for some reason to play halftime at a Philadelphia Eagles game.
Really?
And the band went down and played, and the cheerleaders did an act, a performance with the band. And that was my one opportunity to see the Eagles play. And that was in the 50s.
Did you go? Did you go?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the whole cheerleading squad went. And it was terrific. We did a routine along with the band and marched on the field at halftime.
Who was some of like the popular athletes during that time? Like, do you remember? Like people that a lot of people looked up to or something?
I was a big Brooklyn Dodgers fan. All through the 50s.
Or like movie stars too, like any celebrities that you
Just
followed.
thinking of who the movie stars were.
Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, that was
What's his name?
Clark Gable.
Clark Gable.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, Frank Sinatra was big. Dean Martin was big as far as music
Jimmy
went.
Stewart.
Yeah, Jimmy Stewart. He was in movies, and Marilyn Monroe. she became popular then.
Joe DiMaggio.
Oh yeah, Joe DiMaggio and Mickey Mantle, and Jackie Robinson played. See, he played while we were in the 50s. Yeah, he became very popular. Yeah. But the Dodgers were in Brooklyn at the time, and I liked them. And every year for the World Series, all I ever remember was it was the New York Yankees and the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yeah.
Always. And the Yankees would always beat the Dodgers. But we were allowed one year, I remember, it was maybe when I was a freshman in high school, they had the World Series was always in September. And they let all of us go into the gym, and they got a big screen TV, and we watched the World Series game, the last game of the World Series. That was neat. That was something that...
One thing I remember about that school is we had to do the atomic bomb alert.
Oh, yeah.
That was a later question on here.
We had to get underneath the seats.
Oh, did you?
Couldn't go near the windows.
Mm-hmm.
Get on the floor underneath your seat.
Right. In case of an air raid attack.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was it like? Were you old enough to understand like the Cold War and like what was going on with Russia at the time?
Not at the time. I never thought about it too much.
No.
I really didn't. We were
We
aware.
used to get our news. Our news was in the theater.
Yeah.
There was that one show with a camera, and it would give you a quick blurb of the latest news.
But the latest news was probably a week after it happened.
It was months.
Months after it happened, yeah. And really, my father always listened to the news in the evening, but on the radio. But I can't say I really listened to the news. And my mother would put music on then, and we listened to music. And then on Sundays there were shows. There was the Green Hornet. There was Baby Schnooks. And what was the other one? Sky King. And Nick Carter, Master Detective. Oh, The Shadow was a good one. Yeah. You would listen to those stories on the radio on Sundays. Late Sunday afternoon and early evening. And they were good. And they'd continue from week to week.
Yeah. What kind of music did you listen to during your childhood?
I had to listen to the music that my mother liked, which was, Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra.